you're part of the law enforcement family, this is your show. Here we talk about all things Leo family life, the good, the bad, the funny and the sad, and everything in between. The Blue Family Unity Show was created, written, and produced by Elsa Kurt. Music written and produced by Dan Tracy. Crime is exploding across America. Defunding the police is causing even more chaos and increased crime in communities we live, work, and raise our families. Defunding the police, ironically, requires more police officers to work overtime, which costs taxpayers more money and leads to decreased officer morale, increased burnout, and unfortunately, more mistakes. Less than lethal options will simply result in more fatal police shootings. We need your support to refund the police. Fight back against defunding the police. Politicians want to slash police. Tell them no. Do your part to support police. Show you care. Your donations will go towards development of a national media advertising blitz to rally Americans who are sick and tired of the attacks on law enforcement and focus on the negative impact the defund the police movement is having on our country. The establishment of a strike team of researchers and reporters to highlight the devastating impact of defunding the police entities. We will work within our communities to highlight both positive stories of law enforcement.
So I'm throwing them the thank you party to show them I still appreciate them. To my heroes, I want to say don't stop, please don't give up. Many do not care or appreciate the sacrifices that you make every day, that I do.
And bring you the stories that are ignored by the mainstream media. Donate today, and together, let's refund the police. Well, hello there. Welcome for a bonus episode of Blue Family Unity. I'm your host, Elsa Kurt, and guess what? Elsa's all fired up. That's why we're having a bonus episode, because I'm all fired up. And what better to do when you're all fired up but share that with lots of people so they can get fired up too, or maybe talk me off the ledge. I don't really know, one or the other. But so here's what's going on. So the other day, I did a live stream video on TikTok over there. And by the way, when I say the other day, everything is the other day. The other day could be yesterday. The other day could be last week. The other day could be a month ago. I always say the other day. So just so you know, in this case, it happens to be that the other day was yesterday. So yesterday, I was doing a live stream video and it abruptly got terminated. Just gone, just stopped, ended. So my first reaction was, son of a bitch, my internet, what happened here? Something happened. And then I quickly realized that no, it was actually terminated by TikTok. Why did TikTok terminate my video, you ask? Why, sure, I'll tell you why. It was because a viewer did not like what I was talking about. So they reported my live stream video for violating community guidelines. So that's what we do now. And it's been going on for a while. We already know this. I'm preaching to the choir here that anytime the left, and yes, it was the left, and I'll explain why I know that it was somebody on the left, doesn't like something, they must end it immediately. You must be silenced. You will not speak. That's their way. So how I know that this was somebody from the left, I guess maybe three reasons. Number one, they owned it. They were very proud of it. And number two, they did not say, hi, I'm from the left and I am canceling you. It is somebody whose username was Trump for Prison 2021 or something like that. Or here, I'm putting it up for you. So this person here, now, if you don't know already, I'm gonna treat you like you don't know already, because maybe you don't know if you're not, especially if you're not on TikTok, but it's really kind of universal. Any of these social media platforms that you go live on, you live stream, you're live. So whatever happens when you're live. You talk about whatever you talk about. You talk just like this, except on your screen. So on my screen, I guess it would be, people's comments come up. They kind of scroll up and you can read their comments and you can reply to them and, kind of have like sort of a one-sided conversation. It feels like it's a one-sided conversation because you're doing all the talking and they're just commenting. So that's pretty universal. That's like pretty much all the platforms. You can't actually see the other person. But on TikTok, you can invite a guest. And that's kind of what was going on. So a guest wanted to come in and join me in the live video. So I brought them in and we were talking about at this particular time when the video was abruptly terminated, we were talking about COVID. And so, right away that the minute you start talking about COVID, and if you don't toe the line, if you don't toe the party line of, the mainstream media and the government and the politicians and the woke celebrities, if you don't repeat the mantra, which is get vaccinated, you'll save the world if you get vaccinated, just do it. Masks are good. If you aren't saying those words and believing that sentiment, then you are automatically a spreader of misinformation, a liar, a terrible person, somebody who wants everybody to just die because you won't agree to get vaccinated or blah, blah, blah. And sidebar, I will, as I always have to say, because this is a fact and people like to say otherwise, I will only speak for myself when I say that I'm not anti-vaccine, I'm anti-mandate, okay? So this person, this Trump for Prison 2021 or whatever it is, made the conscious choice to come and view my live stream video. So what you can do when you're scrolling on, well, using TikTok as the example, because that's what we're talking about. So what you do on TikTok, if you've never been on TikTok, all you're doing is scrolling videos. So on your smartphone or wherever you're watching, but I'm doing this because I always watch on my phone. So you scroll through videos, you watch a video. If you like the video, you watch it. If you don't like it, you scroll past it and move on in life. So when somebody is live streaming, it will show up on your For You page, which is like basically your main wall of information. I guess it's the only way I can explain it quickly. And if you see that somebody is live, you make a decision. Do I want to see what this person is saying live, or do I not want to see what this person is saying in a live stream video? So, and you can check their profile. You can say, well, let me see what this person is all about before I go watch their live video. So you click their profile image, their little icon, and you see what they're about. If they have a bio, which we usually do, it's very rare that somebody doesn't have their bio up. And, mine is very clear that I am pro-police. My platform, my position is very clear right off the bat. So now, when I talk about sane, normal people, what a sane, normal person would do is they would say, let me see what this person is about before I go watch their live stream video. And if I see that they don't really align with my beliefs and they don't interest me, maybe I simply don't like the way that they look. I mean, we're all superficial at times and judgmental. It's just the way of life. So I can admit that shortcoming. But yes, there are times where I've like gone to see what this person is about, and I go, no, no, thanks, not for me. And I move on with life. I don't go on to their video and tell them that I don't like their face. I don't go on their video and tell them I don't like what they believe and I disagree with them. I don't feel the need to do that, mainly because I have a life. Then you have this other faction of people who will seek out everything that they don't like or don't agree with and don't believe in, and make sure that that person knows how they feel, because their feelings are much more important than anything else. How they feel is literally the most important thing ever. No, I take that back. It's co-important, co-level of importance with, not only do they need to have their feelings validated and expressed, they need to cancel out other people because of their feelings. So yeah, so there's that. And that is, of course, who I'm talking about today in this little rant of mine. This person, this Trump for Prison person, who decided that I don't like this person. I don't agree with her platform right off the bat. So that means I'm going to go watch her video, stay in the live video the entire time and argue with her about anything that she says and disagree with everything that she says, just because that's apparently his idea of a good time. I don't know. If you have nothing else going on in life, I guess that is some type of fun for someone, this person, clearly. So then what happened is I had the audacity to talk about COVID, the nerve. And when I spoke about COVID, I had a guest in the live with me. So you can bring somebody else on video in your lives and you can have a conversation with them and you talk about whatever the heck you want to talk about. Unless you want to talk about anything that goes against the the mainstream narrative, and then you get terminated. But anyhow, so that's what we had the audacity to do. We were discussing COVID, we were discussing the mandates, and he is in law enforcement, the person that I was speaking with, and he was explaining how he was explaining how his department was getting the ultimatum, get the vaccine or get terminated. So that's what he's going through. We're also talking about the children, taking them out of the public schools and homeschooling. So that was the general conversation. And as part of that conversation, I made the statement that they are, and this is a fact, this is an absolute fact, this is a scientific truth, this has been up until, well, I don't know when exactly they took it off, but this was on the CD website until they removed it, that natural immunity is as good, if not better, than the vaccine. Now, the CDC website did not say or better. This is other scientific studies that are saying it might be better in that it lasts longer than the vaccine. So I was not stating a mistruth. I was not spreading false information, but that was what my video was terminated for. It was terminated for spreading false information. And how I know that this person, this Trump for prison person, is the one who reported is because he pretty much said that he was the one that got it terminated, or at the very least, maybe if he wasn't the one that got terminated, he was very, very glad that it did. I do believe he was the one that reported the video. Does it matter? I don't know if it matters if he's the one or not, but his comments after in a response video. So I made a quick video after that, which was, a little profanity laced, because I was mad and I don't apologize for it. We all know at this point, I hope that, I swear, it is what it is. If you don't like it, then, well, under normal circumstances in the normal world, you would just move on and not participate in what I do. But in this world, we cancel people when we don't like what they say. So, so in a subsequent video that I made, like right after the live stream was terminated, I kind of called out whoever reported the video and called him some names. And he jumped right in there and made his comments. So now here is the comment, here's the comment section. I did a little screen record for you, and you can kind of read for yourself the back and forths that were going on there. Normally, typically, I would say probably about 89% of the time, if I had to give a number, 89% of the time, I don't respond to these people because it only fuels them. It only emboldens them. It only gives them more attention than what they deserve, because that is all that they want. They want attention for what they're saying, just like I want attention for my videos. I don't make videos for no one to see. I make them for people to see and have opinions on, and that is absolutely fine. I have no problem with him putting all of his opinions in the comment section of my videos, which he did. Many people do, and many people make comments that are completely contrary to what I feel and believe, and I don't delete them. I let them stay. The only time I delete them or block these people is two reasons. One, if I believe that they're like this guy who will, who cannot just let it go, cannot make their comment and let it go. But these are the people that will try and get your account banned and blocked and all of that stuff. So those people I will, if I suspect somebody is heading down that path on that train, if I catch it, I will block them and get rid of them. Why? Because I don't want to be deplatformed. I have over 60,000 followers, and I really don't want to lose that if I don't have to. So I will get rid of them, again, without apology. But generally, if you're disagreeing, if you're saying things that I don't like, I let it stay. So I'm letting this stay for now. I probably, in all fairness, to be honest with you, I probably will have to block him, because if he's willing to have my live feed terminated when he gets wind of this, because of course I'm going to post part of this on TikTok, because that's what I do. And so as soon as he sees that, that will set him off. Or maybe he'll be thrilled to be the star of a podcast show. Maybe that will make him very happy. So anyway, so some interesting things about this person and about how I feel about this whole thing. So number one, I will say, if you go see the video that I made in response to getting my live stream terminated, you will see that I had some choice things to say about the anonymous person who reported my live stream. I may have called him some names. The names may have been something to the effect of pansy ass. And they may have included the word snowflake, and it might possibly have had an F-bomb in it. Maybe. Yeah, definitely. Is that very mature of me? No. But I was mad. I'm not sorry. So there. And so he jumped right in the comments section and said what he said. I had that scrolling there for you. We'll put it up again. And so interesting things about that. Number one, which is the funny one, is that he has an exchange with somebody in there that they called him I think they called him a kid or something like that. And he was like, kid, I'm 24 years old. So we are to believe that he is a grown ass man of 24. So first of all, yes, legally at 24, you are an adult. Would I call you a grown ass man at 24? Not when you do things like this. Not when you cannot even handle somebody saying something that you disagree with, to the point where you have to get them terminated immediately because you don't like what they're saying. That is not the actions of a grown-ass man. Those are the actions of a petulant, spoiled child who has been told or been led to believe that his feelings are so much more important than anything else. So I know many very mature 24-year-olds who are very successful, very accomplished, who are doing great things in the world, and are an asset to the universe. Trump for prison would not be one of those people. What I will say in his favor, to his credit, is I will applaud him for apparently starting life with some unsavory, unpleasant, unhappy circumstances. He comments that he went through the foster system, and he, despite his troubles and his difficulties and challenges in life, he put himself through college, and he claims to be successful and doing well in life. And I think that is awesome. I think that is absolutely fantastic, and he should be applauded for that. Unfortunately, he was brought through a school system that encouraged him to believe that he is a victim, that life is unfair, that things were done to him that aren't fair, which actually I wouldn't disagree with. That is bullshit, that this poor guy had difficult childhood circumstances that were out of his control. I think that absolutely sucks, and I feel terrible for him or anyone who had a difficult upbringing. Now, in my opinion, something happens when you reach the age, and whatever that age might be, when you reach the age of reason, when you can say, listen, a lot of bad shit went down in my life. A lot of bad things happened, and they really affected me and how I do things and how I feel and what I think. Um, the minute, the very minute that you are self-aware, that you acknowledge that things were not the way that they should have been, that you either weren't treated the way you should have been treated, you didn't get the opportunities that you maybe should have gotten for whatever reason. But the minute you recognize that things were not the way that they could or should be, is the minute that you need to say, I'm no longer a victim. Now I'm in control. So now I can take any bad experience that I am very aware of that I had and do better and improve my circumstances and my situation in my life. You're no longer a victim unless you choose to be. Victimhood is a choice. Blaming your circumstances, your upbringing for your current life and your future life is just escapism. It's using your past as a scapegoat, as an excuse, as a, well, I can't because, life was hard. You've had enough examples around you, even if it's just on television, even if it was just watching, I don't know, what are some good shows? I don't know. I can't even come up with a show that will, Modern Family. I don't really even know. I can't even think. But there are plenty of examples out there that you have been exposed to of good situations and how life can be. So you lose your victimhood. You lose your badge. You lose your victimhood badge. That is your, get out of everything free pass that you hold up every time you're asked to be held accountable for your actions or your behavior in your current status in life. And you're like, oh no, here's my victim badge. You see, these things happen to me, so I can't. I'm sorry. No, doesn't work. You lose the sympathy from me, at least. Am I cold-hearted? Well, I've been accused of that plenty of times. Maybe I am, but you lose it. The kid that you were when you were a child experiencing that child has all of my sympathy. And but you as the adult version of you, nope, all gone. Do something about it. Fix it. Make it better. Educate yourself. Be a better parent than yours were to you. Help other people be better. I mean, all those things. So I don't know what Trump for prison is doing in life. Maybe he is doing all of those things. Maybe he is very accountable for himself. I have no idea. I would welcome a conversation with him to see what's your deal, bro. What made you think that it's good to do what you just did? Because the next question, of course, is, so what if the shoe is on the other foot? What if you are saying something that I disagree with and I don't like, and it hurts my feelings? Do you want to be canceled because somebody disagrees with you or somebody doesn't like what you say? I'm gonna guess, because they're petulant, they're probably gonna say, I don't care. I don't care. Do whatever you want. I don't care. But of course they care. They would lose their ever loving shit if the shoe was on the other foot. We all know that. So, here's the thing. Why didn't he scroll? I have a lot of people in the comment section are like, why couldn't he just scroll past it if he does not understand people who just can't move on? And the answer to that is pretty simple. They've been brainwashed into believing that not only are they right, but that their rightness is more important than anything else. It's more important than free speech. It's more important than opposing views. It's more important than facts. All that matters is how things make them feel. And this is what they've been told. This is what they've been taught over and over and over again, that, this is how you feel. And ironically, I had just made a video the other day.
We didn't really have a lot growing up, so. Oh, that must have been so difficult for you.
I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I didn't really know any different. Yeah, but now you know how sad it is that you didn't get anything that you wanted ever. It's not that I didn't get everything, but yeah, you know what? There was a lot of stuff that I wanted. I mean, I don't know. If I were you, I'd be really angry about that. Other people were getting things that you didn't, and it's just not fair. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I am angry. That isn't fair. Exactly. Why do they get everything and you get nothing? You deserve so much more. You're right. But I don't even know what to do about it. I'm so angry now. I can totally help you. I mean, I understand completely. So just listen to me and I'll make everything better for you. Um, about this mentality and this thing that the leftist elite do to the impressionable future left or incumbent left, the ones that they're indoctrinating in childhood, and critical race theory is obviously the first and foremost example of one of their indoctrinations to believe that you have the oppressed and the oppressors. And if you're the oppressor, then you are guilty and terrible and awful, and you should, pay for that in various ways. And if you are the oppressed, oh, poor thing. Isn't it so awful? You were oppressed. You can't do anything. They did that. All that crap that they do. So you make this victimhood mentality. And this kid, I'm sorry, this grown ass man of 24, I tell you that he was, I don't remember what I said because I'm ranting so much. I forget what I told you already, but he made it very clear that he's 24 and he's not a child. He's a grown man. So, yeah. Here's the thing about him. My instinct, my first gut reaction was to write him off basically and say, oh, he's a lost cause. 24, all formed, his opinions and thoughts are all formed. He's not going to change his mind. He is the future, radical leftist, God, I hope not leader, but he's your current and future radical leftist who cannot handle any dissenting views. They cannot handle anything that doesn't affirm their feelings. Um, but I don't really know if he's a lost cause. And you know why I say that? Because I'll use an example who I really, really like this guy, Will Witt, who is over on PragerU. And if you don't know who he is, go give him a watch. He's a terrific young man. And I'm reading his book. His book is called, hang on, I got to find it for you, because I always screw up the title for some annoying reason. So I am reading How to Win Friends and Influence Enemies by Will Witt. And it's a really, really great book, and I highly recommend it. So Will Witt, in his book, has, and by the way, this is a not a paid promotion for Will Witt. Don't know him, never met him, never talked to him, hope to one day. Will Witt, I would love to have you on the show. Is that even a possibility? You don't know until you ask, right? I used this saying before and I love it. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, right? So Will Witt, I'd love to have you on the show. Please, 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 please. But anyhow, so I'm listening to his book and it's really, really brilliant. And he explained that in his youth, he grew up with that leftist, that liberal mindset and mentality. And he was very, very deep into it. He was, I think he said he was, no, he wasn't a never Trumper. He wasn't one of those, but he was in a very liberal college where they were, just really enforcing these beliefs of, victimhood and oppressors and oppressed and all of that. And then it was when Trump ran for president that he started realizing that his opinions and views did not so much align anymore. And he really started educating himself and has really put himself through this crash course. Ongoing learning is always ongoing. Learning is always ongoing. And he became just this really fantastic voice of reason and logic and explanations. And he teaches people in his book, how to, you guessed it, influence your enemies. And that is simply by not attacking them and not making them defensive, but by simply asking them certain pointed questions as to how and why they believe what they believe, and then, kind of gently showing them a different perspective. Do I have Will Witt's ability to temper my own aggressiveness? No, it's not. I'm not aggressive. I'm not aggressive at all, really. I mean, generally, if you met me in real life, in person, I am super chill. I don't even give a shit what you say, what you think. I probably wouldn't argue with you in person, mostly because I don't care. If you want to have a dialogue, of course we can have a dialogue, but I don't engage in battles, verbal word wars with people. I just think that's silly. I'm always happy to share my thoughts and opinions. I'm always happy to listen to other people's thoughts and opinions. But I'm going to believe what I believe, and I respect your right to believe what you believe. But that's not the left. That's not the left's way of doing things. So anyhow, there's this whole thing. This reminds me of this whole thing that, we've been hearing and learning about and watching happen. And that is this, it's three very direct things. And it all stems from one thing, which is that the left played the long game and we didn't. And they really planned this out beautifully, evilly, beautifully. Um, and I don't really mean beautifully, I mean that very sarcastically. There's nothing beautiful about it. It is the destruction of this country. It's the destruction of America. It's the destruction of family values, and it is a very deliberate act. And when I say they played the long game, they've been doing this for many, many years. We laughed them off. We ignored them. We didn't take them seriously. And all the while they just went, okay, no problem. Keep laughing. Keep laughing. And we did. We kept laughing and ignoring it and saying, oh, it's just a small minority of people. It's just a small group of people that, believe this way and feel this way. Well, that small group of people are teaching our children. And they're not a small group. They're a big group. And they banded together and they have this mission, and that is to destroy. I mean, you look at BLM Global Network, that's the big organization, not just like the hashtag, not the concept, but the actual organization. Their original wording in their mission statement was that they, part of their plan was to disrupt the family unit or something to that effect. They're very clear about it. They're very, very clear about their plans. And they've been doing it right underneath our noses. And this is a long-term plan and goal. And this is all from the left elite. And they just create their minions. And people like Trump for prison, the 24-year-old grown-ass man. People like him are prime prey for these predators. Why? Because they're emotionally fragile. They're emotionally weak. They're emotionally damaged. I really hate words like that because I don't think any of us are damaged. This is a lie that you've been sold, that because you have life experiences that were negative and impacted you negatively, that you are damaged goods. That is bullshit. You are not damaged goods. You're not glass. You're not breakable. You're a human being. And you are as strong as you believe that you are. Okay, so just a little lecture there. Pardon my preach. But they find people like this and they prey on them, and they encourage the victimhood mentality. They encourage all of these ideas that, your feelings. First, they subtly tell you how to feel, and then they tell you that your feelings are so important. And the truth of the matter is, and here's what I would love people like Trump for prison to understand. You don't have to agree with me on anything. You could think I'm dead wrong on everything. But the one thing I would beg of you to believe is this: they don't care about you. The left elite does not care about you. You think that they do. They told you that they do. We're going to take care of you. We're going to help you. Oh, those guys over there, they're so mean and bad. Look what they did to you. We're going to make it better. This is an outright lie. outright lie. Once they are done with you, they will discard you like yesterday's trash. They will discard you like a minute ago trash. And they don't see it. They believe because they've been told to believe this. They've been, and not just outright, if somebody walked up to me and say, I want you to believe this right now, and you're going to believe it. I'm going to tell them to go, you know what? F off. However, if you have been telling me since I was 5 years old, is that when you start school, 5 years old? If you've been telling me since I was 5 years old that I am a victim, that I am oppressed, that other people have more than me, and that's not fair. If you've been telling me this in every possible way, then that's probably what I'm going to believe. And that's what they're doing. So they have like this three-pronged approach, it appears. This is my opinion. And one, it is to emasculate men, take away the strong male roles in children's lives, make them invaluable, invalid, use terms like toxic masculinity, make men believe that by the very biological fact of them being male and having testosterone and liking sports and being physically strong, make them believe that that is a bad thing. And of course, all of us that are of older generations are going to laugh in your face and say, shut up. We love masculinity. I will call it we'll make fun of them. We'll laugh at them. It's so silly. It's so absurd. Who's going to fall for that crap? Well, children are because they don't know any better. They don't know any differently. So they believe what you tell them. So tell the children that, teach them that being male is a bad thing. Then you're going to, with women, you're going to erase them too. So you're no longer a pregnant woman. You are a birthing person. So you are now erasing femininity, the biological fact that women have babies, and you're a birthing person. You do not breastfeed, you chest feed. So, you're erasing the parental units, and they want the schools to do 100% of the teaching. And you watch. So there's been a big move towards homeschooling. There's a huge percentage of parents across the country are taking their children out of the public school systems, and they're homeschooling. And I forget where it is. Maybe it was China or Japan or something. They banned homeschooling. There's a country that banned homeschooling because they don't want the parents to have influence over their own children. And you have people like Terry McAuliffe in Virginia who are trying to do that as well, or suggesting that as well. And here's exactly what he said.
I'm not going to let parents come into schools. I don't think parents should be telling schools what they should teach.
And he's not alone in this. You have parents being labeled as domestic terrorists for speaking out at Board of Education meetings for the content that they are teaching their children. And so these are people that are outright, they're not hiding it anymore. I mean, you want to call me and people like me conspiracy theorists? You obviously have not been watching anything that's been going on, because this is playing out in real time every day across the country. They're not hiding it anymore, because you know why? They don't have to hide it anymore. They're in power. They've got the control, which in itself is bullshit, by the way. We are in control. We're the boss of them. And it is time for people to remember that we are the boss of them. They work for us. And it is time to make sure that they understand that. As for people like Trump for prison, again, is he a lost cause? I mean, I really hope not. but they will be at least a temporary lost cause until what is going on affects them negatively. Right now, it's wonderful to silence people. It's terrific. You know, I don't like what you're saying. You are silenced. Be gone. And that makes them feel powerful and strong and validated and, yay. Um, but they're not part of the left elite. They are the peons. They're the peasants. So once they've served their purpose, God help them when they start voicing differences of opinion, when they start questioning things, and then they're going to see. And I feel like, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I feel like by the time people like Trump for prison see what is happening and realize that it absolutely does affect them too, I fear that it's going to be too late. I mean, this is still America, still the United States. We still have many, many, many patriots out there who are going to fight every step of the way. And I do believe that the tide will turn. I am someone who believes that God is in control and that it will be okay. I just know that it's going to be a while. The damage that they have done in a relatively short period of time, or what feels like a relatively short period of time, will be long lasting. There will be a lot of damage control that's going to happen. I pray that that will begin in 2024. I mean, preferably sooner, obviously. Please let it be sooner, but I don't think it's going to be that case. God, we have to be louder. We have to be stronger. We have to be bolder. We have to be more aware. We need to be paying more attention. I think there's so many people that have woken up to see what is really happening here. And we have a lot of sleeping lions still to wake up. And as for the sheep, pick your battles. Pick your battles with them. You really cannot have a dialogue with somebody who's not willing to listen. So you chip away one person at a time, one dialogue at a time, and you just try like hell to get them to see reason. On platforms like TikTok, like Facebook, like whatever other ones, Twitter or whatever the hell. These one-sided, one-dimensional back and forths, don't waste your time. And I need to remind myself of that. There are times where I do get into a little back and forth, not so much anymore. Don't really. I mean, we really should not be wasting our time trying to change minds on those platforms. It's it's like running uphill in quicksand. It's just silly. It's just people talking at each other. So we need to not do that. What we need to do is get people in person, face to face. The people that say the things that they say on social media, are way less likely to say those same things to your face. You need to get people face to face. You need to get out there in the world, turn off the mainstream corporate media news, and get out there and talk to people. And listen, if you are in New England, if you're in the Connecticut area specifically, you can come out tomorrow, October 23rd, from 12 to 5. You can come out to the America First rally. And that's going to be a great day of patriots. And there's going to be protesters too, apparently. And that's fine. It's to be expected at this point. Mainly because we're going to have Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is the congresswoman from Georgia. She is a controversial figure. She is also a wife and a mother and a proud patriot who is not backing down. And she'll be there to speak. So that'll be pretty cool. I'll get to interview her. And so you can stay tuned for that. But if you're in the area, come on down. Come say hi. We'd love to see you. Love for you to come and participate in this. There's going to be all kinds of good stuff going on, food trucks, you name it, all great stuff. And you can come over and say hi to me. And I would especially love that. That would be very cool. And yeah, so that's it. That's it. That was really what I wanted to get off my chest. I really wanted to have my little rant. I don't make many apologies, but I will apologize if that was a little bit all over the place. There's just so much, so much to cover on that. And it's so much deeper. I mean, I really was just like scratching the surface of stuff and things here with this topic. But I guess if I had to sum it up, I would say don't be like Trump for prison. Don't be like that guy, that grown man of 24. And use reason, use logic, use facts. Facts over feelings, my friends. We know. Yep. So that's all I got. I finally wound myself down here. I'll probably have to trim this down a bit because I was probably a long rant. Probably just ranted for like an hour, didn't I? No, I don't think I ranted that long. Maybe a half hour. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So thanks for letting me vent. I appreciate it. That's all we got for today. So we'll see you on the next episode. And remember, if you are interested in coming on the show, I would love to hear from you. So reach out, and I would also appreciate if you would go to your favorite listening app, your favorite podcast listening app, and give the show a 5-star rating, and maybe leave a review if you want. Tell me how great I am, or not tell me, tell iTunes or Amazon or Spotify or whoever. But yeah, let's help the show grow. In the meantime, take care of each other and remember, united we thrive.